Just looking at it there, John Donohoe, 163's got a good one. Jimmy Lau up the inside. Malcolm Mamalidi in second place. Jimmy Lau third, going round the outside. Looks to be number 13, Steve Johnson. Darren Peach not too far behind, goes wide, loses about 2 or 3 places though, going up through the S's. So it's virtually a case now if Steve Johnson finishes in front of Darren Peach, he grabs the title after the 2 rounds, and vice versa.
And Steve definitely looked the money. He had the best hole shot over everybody because he started off the second row. And Darren a little bit lax there in the start, but he'll make up ground going into the basin for sure.
Yeah, Darren came off the 3rd row. But it will be very interesting. But down in the basin, I tell you, that's where a lot of the huffing and puffing takes place. They get a good line in the basin, get a good run out. They can make up 2 or 3 bike lengths without any hassles at all. But that machine that Darren Peach is riding is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line.
Absolutely.
Looks like he might be up to about, just trying to pick it up.
He's up to 5th spot.
Very deep under brakes there, Peachy, that's for sure and certain.
He's trying hard because he's got the Billy White Morlex machine now, and it's excellent preparation, so he should really be doing well. And Steve Johnson has taken over 2nd spot, and he wants 1st. You can tell he's hungry.
I'll tell you what, 163, John Donohoe out in front's done a couple of shall advance races over east, and I'll tell you what, he's improved out of sight. Steve Johnson in 2nd place.
Yeah, John Donohoe was just a remarkable ride in the national rounds, and he's shown the benefits of that now.
That's for sure. And in 3rd place, 34 young Ralph Mamalidi, and not too far behind him, 29 Darren Peach. So it's a pretty close run thing all round. Wait and see though when they come back over. Steve Johnson was having a look up the inside of John Donohoe as they went over the top of Skyline, down into the basin where the huffing and puffing gets pretty heavy down there. We'll wait and see when they come over the top of the hill. It looks like Stephen Johnson's grabbed it, number 13.
Steve Johnson has definitely got away from John Donohoe.
Peachy up to 3rd though, from the look of it.
And Peachy's on a roll. He's a little bit of a touch of the curb there, but still comes out clean, and he's looking for 2nd spot, but he's got the job ahead of him trying to run down Steve Johnson.
I tell you what, he's got a way to go yet. It's an 8-lap race. Well, one of the boys gone straight on at the right-hander at Bridgestone Loop. Decided the discretion was part of valor. Sat up, went straight in. He's okay, but up to the left hand, and they're just keeping on Darren Peach in 3rd place. Having a little look up the back tailpipe there of John Donohoe. Ralph Mamalidi, also another find this season, ex-motocross boy, going very nicely.
Yeah, all these motocross guys, they really do adapt to the 250 potty so well.
He's been having a few front end woes, and obviously sort of stepped over that mark somewhere.
And I think Shane has probably had the worst year of any rider I know of, and unfortunately that just about caps it off.
Yep, well, Peachy up to 2nd place now, out to chasing Steve Johnson. So Steve will know the boys are getting in a big hurry up. Young John Donohoe gets a slingshot as they come up onto the right-hander there at Bridgestone Loop. Can't do it. Peachy's down. Peachy's down. Went into 2 deep under it, and the front end washed out. That's probably just about put paid to Darren Peach's
championship aspiration.
I'd say so. We'll wait and see, because I think it's a 3-leg race, so
it's definitely not over, but
not over yet till the final checker flag of the day,
unfortunately. And they do ride these bikes on the absolute limit.
Well, fairly secure 1st place. 2nd place Donohoe from Mamalidi. And I think it's Jimmy Lau in 4th place.
Well, we've got a bit of a battle heading up here for 2nd spot now, haven't we, Frank?
Yep, we certainly have. Looks like Barry DePassy just trying to get in on the act as well.
And Barry has a bit of a look.
Well, that could be a
That's
bit of
Glen Lane, was it?
There's Jimmy Lau on the yellow flag.
I think Steve Johnson just got a pit board to tell him that Darren Peach is out.
Yep.
So you might actually see John Donohoe now sort of catching him as Steve sort of shuts it off a little bit.
Which can, as we discussed before, can be a bit of a mistake when you put the brain in neutral when you're leading.
And Barry DePassy riding around with a very sore foot, broke it here at the ARRC, and then broke it again a couple of weeks later when he dropped his crutch on it. I don't know, must have dropped it from the 2nd floor or something. But he's a fairly sore boy. So he's fairly safe from his position in the championship. Ralph Mamalidi sort of has to finish about 3 or 4 positions in front of him in each race to take his 4th in the off him.
Yep.
To take his 4th place off him.
Actually, I think Barry's in about 3rd place.
fifth in the race and Ralph Mamalides fourth. So I hope it stays that way for Barry DePassi.
Best environment for getting the best out of your bike. Now here's an interesting thing. Steve Johnson definitely either dropping off the pace a little bit, and John Donohoe is making some serious ground on him, in fact.
It certainly looks that way. Actually, the first, second, third and fourth pretty static now.
Yeah, I think Steve Johnson's just dropped into the 60s. He was sort of running around sort of mid-65s and he just dropped into the 60s, so he can follow on.
He's obviously not fussed about where he is and whether he wins today or wins the race. It's the least of his concerns. As he just gets around the outside of Frank Korzanowski. And Frank gets past twice on the left-hander, which is keeps him busy.
Keeps him out of trouble.
He broke his collarbone at the Grand Prix on Friday. Friday's practice the other weekend there.
It was, I noticed he rode in the race.
He did ride in the race, and what actually happened there was that the engine seat going through Lukey sort of spat him over the handlebars, the bikes landed on him, and the two of them had gone sailing into the fence.
I'll tell you what he's the last lap board is out, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and they were telling me that the officials required a medical clearance for James before he was allowed to race in the GP, and he had to do 5 push-ups on his broken collarbone to prove that he is capable of...
250 production bikes.
Got a little bit of action.
Yep, there's
happening for second spot. And John Donohoe's done a huge desperate, but he wasn't going to make it in one corner.
There's the checkered flag. Stephen Johnson, number 13, takes it out from 163, John Donohoe, 31, Jimmy Lau, 34, Ralph Mamalides.
A bit of a jump start there by Scott Kelly.
We'll see what the stars say, and away goes John Donohoe, and he's not happy. He's shaking his head because not only did he have to start from the rear of the field, he also pulled a wheel stand, which cost him time. But out front, Steve Johnson has fallen back into third spot from his pole position.
Looks like Ralph Mamalides out there in front from looks like Scott Kelly in second place.
And here comes Darren
set up, just about to bring himself undone.
Darren Peach just went around 5 riders going into the left-hander and has pushed himself up into about 6th spot, which is a great...
Down in the base, and I wonder what's happening down there. There's probably a bit of paint swapping going on, any amount of luck.
That's always
And Steve Johnson's made the best of it and comes over the top of the hill, passing the team.
Beachy up into about 6th, I think.
And we've got a big move in 4th spot.
Second there, that must be Ralph
He is looking terrific.
Barry Darren Payne.
So Darren's not out of it with a big effort. He can certainly get there, and John Donohoe just knocks off the couple of the 1-2-5s as he makes his way up from the rear of the field too.
Yes, I think possibly the motocross boys have been the find of the season in the 250 production class. Ralph Mamalides and John Donohoe, a boy from Kalgoorlie. He's riding very, very well indeed.
Yes, the motocross riders either sort of seem to go really well or sort of really badly. All the ones this year have all done really well for themselves. Look at Ralph there up in the second place one.
And we've got a bit of paint swapping going back there with Darren Peach really trying to make some ground.
Yes, he's up into 5th spot now and about to that machine number 35, young Scott Kelly. Up to 4th now goes Darren Peach. He'll be a very unhappy young man though for the faux pas he made in the first leg. Jimmy Lau starting to make a move now on Ralph Mamalides. Well, Jimmy Lau's another rider that's improved all season.
Yeah, these young guys, they are really literally brand new at racing and they're out there looking like they've been doing it for years.
Yep, I think Steve Johnson would probably have to be the veteran in this class.
And Steve is a young man to boot.
That's right.
I'd like everyone to know his GP bike is still for sale.
And there's another couple of bikes for sale, which I'll tell you about a little bit later on. There's Jimmy Lau up to second place. Keep your eye on Darren Peach, closing in 4th place now on Ralph Mamalides. Steve Johnson getting a big hurry up.
Well, this is the only way Darren Peach can hope to have any success today, is to put some real serious pressure on Steve Johnson and hopefully force him into an error. Hopefully in Darren's mind, not in our mind. And he's doing that. He's putting the pressure on him. I think he's got the task ahead of him getting around these two guys in front of him at this moment, because they are all on equal billing, equal bikes, and it really is a big ask to try and get a few yards in a 250 potty race.
That's for sure. Yeah, you might have seen Jimmy Lakes, you might have a look on sort of like a 500 like Mick Doohan rides, might be sort of 4 bike lengths. Well, it's sort of 8 bike lengths on one of these.
And here comes Darren Peach, and he's done a great job under brakes. He's got the draft coming over the top of the hill, and he's slipped past Ralph, is that Ralph Melody? Yep. And moved himself up into third, and I think he's going to go for second. This is his favourite corner. It didn't phase him in the last race, but unfortunately it took him out, and he's got some speed. He's only yards away from Steve Johnson now, and I tell you what, he's got nothing to lose. This boy has got nothing to lose on this race circuit.
And closing big time.
And I think Steve Johnson's going to get the hurry up big time in the basin very shortly.
Yes, it's a shame we're not up in that tower today, but there we are.
Could be quite a good move by...
And look at this.
Here they come.
We've got the big braking duel coming down the hill into Yokohama, and Darren Peach takes on Steve Johnson, pushes it a good 2 yards in front, carries the corner around, gets a little bit of a lose, a little bit of a shake, but makes it stick, and he's comfortably got the lead. Well done, Darren Peach. Steve Johnson says you're not going to get away with it that easy. He's coming back at him, but Darren's on fire.
He certainly is pulling away. It's a beautifully prepared bike. That's Steve 50 machine with all inflation and dual white panel meters.
Just having a look at Steve's lap board down here in front of us. I see he's got a 66.4, so Steve's sort of unfazed by it all, which is good on the guy. He doesn't have to win.
Well, I suppose he feels over. And this is definitely not all over by a long shot. Well, look at Darren Peach. He's moving away from Steve Johnson. I wonder if Steve Johnson, when he starts to get harassed by Ralph Mammaliti and Jimmy Lau, I wonder whether he'll lift his game there.
Coming up now to lap number 150. Frank Korolinski.
Because of the outside.
Not even close.
Close enough, anyway. Oops.
And Frank just lifts the bike a bit and lets everybody get through.
I'll tell you what, Steve Johnson very fast through the S's in the left hand. Here he's all made about 2 or 3 bike lengths on Darren Peach.
So one hopes that Darren knows how to lead a race, which is the other thing that a lot of guys often have a problem with.
Here they come over the top. It's still Peachy from Johnson. They've opened up a bit of a gap through to Jimmy Lau and Ralph Mammaliti. The last lap ball being ready. This is the braking of the right-hander at Yokohama. Oopsie, Steve Johnson gets a bit of a sit-up as he goes through the right-hander there. Last lap board out. He's one side, Peachy's the other side of the track. Peachy moves over, covers his line into the right-hander at Bridgestone Loop.
And gee, for such a narrow line into Bridgestone, he carries some speed through there. But Steve Johnson makes it all back up through the S's. In fact, makes more than a little bit back as he goes into the left-hander. And I think he might even be another threat as they go down into the basin.
Well, I thought Jimmy Lau's getting a bit monstered too by 34 Ralph Mammaliti there in 4th place.
Well, everybody likes it.
Looking for the leaders now up and over the hill.
Here they come. I tell you what, Steve Johnson had to make an absolutely dynamic move to get underneath Darren Peach. Couldn't do it. Oh, young Ralph says thank you very much. Splat. So Jimmy now comes back at him now. The big squirt for the line. Peach is going to take it from number 13, Stephen Johnson. From 31, Jimmy Lau. 34, Ralph Mammaliti. And I'll tell you what. Lights are green. Jimmy Lau, Mammaliti, Eddie Ones is 4. I tell you what, Donahoe's got a rib it. No rib to get through. Yes, he does. He gets up into about 4th place at the moment. That'll be Ralph. That's a young Ralph out in front. Donahoe up into 3rd place. Stephen Johnson 2nd. Looks like Darren Peach is 4th. Jimmy Lau 5th. Up into the left-hander. Mammaliti. Stephen Johnson, Donohoe, Darren Peach, Jimmy Lau, possibly Michael Pagoda. We'll wait and see.
Anything could happen in that because they can't afford to. And look at this, we got Steve Johnson.
Ralph in the draft.
Ralph
looks like he's going to go too wide.
I'll tell you what, he's got a nice little line out and then coming back at it. Donohoe's up to look up the inside with his slingshot move. And also coming up in 29, Darren Peach. Ralph gone back from second to third. Donohoe up into second place. Jimmy Lau hasn't quite managed to tack onto the back of him to make it a 5-way stoush.
But he's not far off it.
No.
He's definitely in with a chance, and Steve Johnson, he may be leading, but he hasn't stamped his authority on this yet. He's only barely there by the grace of a couple of corners.
Yeah, an 8-lap journey.
Tell you what, there's not a lot in it between those first four. As I say, number 31, Jimmy the other weekend.
And here we go for a dice for second and third positions, and third is up for grabs as Darren Peach has a look up the inside, gets through with it. Will he run wide? No, he's made it stick. He's well done. So we've got Steve Johnson, John Donohoe, Darren Peach, and Ralph Mamaliti, and Jimmy Lau just slowly but surely losing touch with that front bunch.
We've got Scott Kelly leading the rest.
And he'll be under a bit of pressure from the 5 guys behind him without too much doubt.
Up through the left-hander field. Donohoe having a look around the outside, can't quite do it, but Darren Peach is ranging up very, very close now as he up over the top of the hill into Skyline. Darren Peach had a look on the inside. I tell you what, there wouldn't be too much between those second, third and fourth place guys as they went over the top of Skyline then. Stephen Johnson at the moment, Darren Peach in second. Oh, big move from Donohoe around the outside, under brakes. Oh, geez, they went in very deep down under brakes.
Yeah, and he's made it stick too. Well done.
He hold the breath every time.
Used the ripple strip to all its advantage and made it come good. Darren Peach just said, well, he ain't going to get away with it completely, and had a bit of a look up the inside. But, gee, I tell you what, Steve Johnson, he's riding the wheels off that bike, but his days are numbered, I think, out in front, because these 3 boys behind him, they want first position. They want to win this last leg. Every one of them.
Over the top of Sky. Donohoe certainly put some pressure on there, as is Darren Peach. A little Ralph on the back there saying, well, that's for sure. Here they
Johnson
come.
And another huge battle for second position as
Peachy
they come down to the braking area. Darren Peach has got the better of it on speed, and look at the ground they make up on Steve Johnson. This is amazing. Darren Peach is
wobbling.
He's made it stick, but he's done well. He's obviously had a huge move going into the basin to take it off John Donohoe, and he's happy. He's having another look up the inside of Steve Johnson. Steve running a little bit wide, and Darren getting a better run out of Bridgestone. But Steve's carried some speed through there, makes a little bit of distance on Darren. John Donohoe makes a little bit of ground on Darren going into the left-hander. He might even have a bit of a look around the outside. No, can't do it. And they settle into 1, 2, 3, 4 going over the top of the hill, and the basin is waiting.
That's for sure. I tell you what, very exciting place of the circuit down there. Donohoe, I'll tell you what, he's on there. Here comes Peachy on the slipstream in Johnson out of the slipstream under brakes, goes underneath him, grabs the lead away. Donohoe makes a big move under brakes as well, pulls up close to Steve Johnson. Hot to the start-finish straight they come now. Darren Peach, Johnson, Donohoe and Mamaliti. Johnson out of the slipstream, has a look underneath. Darren Peach can't do it, door shut. Donohoe has a look as well. Darren Peach very fast. Oh, carried a lot of corner speed that time through the right-hander loop. Steve Johnson, though, not giving it away, having another go, coming back at him. Up through that left-hander. Donohoe now having a look around the outside of Stephen Johnson. Darren Peach, I tell you what, he's got a riding style all of his own. Gets that much of his body off that machine. Up over the top they've gone now, and it's must be running down towards the end. Johnson did lap 1. Yeah, well, forget it.
Yes, we only have a first lap on the computer screens here, and they've all done minute 10s.
And we know that they're going a hell of a lot past that. Wow, have a look at the ground that Peachy's gone.
Watch Donohoe under brakes.
Donohoe is going. He's taken it away from Steve Johnson. He's chasing Peachy. I'll tell you what.
Of course, Steve Johnson doesn't have to win this race.
No, he doesn't.
He's got the championship.
But he looks like he wants to win it.
How come they always make fools of us?
That's their job.
we do a pretty good job on our own. Darren Peach out in front from Donohoe, the boy from Kalgoorlie, followed by Stephen Johnson, and not too far Ralph Nunner leading. Oh, I tell you what, they're not giving it away, that's for sure and certain. Steve Johnson now coming back at John Donohoe. You know what, young John's going to be really just goes to show you how stupid I can be, which is part of the course. Here comes the leader, Darren Peach. Donohoe in second place, and I tell you what, young Ralph's had a look up the inside of Steve Johnson, can't do it. What's 3-1 to time though?
A little bit of a hesitation with the left rider there, and I tell you what, in the 250 production, hesitation is everything.
It all is lost. Jimmy Lau still in 5th place. Barry DePassi, then Scott Kelly.
And we've got Darren Peach's lap times down. He was into the minute 5s.
First of the 125s going through, number 135, Glenn Leahy.
So Darren is lapping considerably faster than everybody else. He's doing him in the state title a little bit too late.
Here they come down the hill. 29 Darren Peach out in front. Donohoe in second place, third place 13 Stephen Johnson. Behind him, number 34 Ralph Mamalidi. Darren Peach takes it out from John Donohoe. Steve Johnson punches the air, followed by 34 Ralph Mamalidi, 31 Jimmy Lau.
Backing the ball solid again.